The CEO is actually a star, a pure girl he met abroad. The huge gap in their status makes him want to run away instinctively, but for the job he struggled to find, he mustered the courage to enter the new company. Soon, Sophia recognized Jason in the crowd. The welcome speech abruptly halted. Employees looked questioningly in the CEO's direction. Jason shyly lowered his head, but the CEO's intense gaze never left him. Jason had to bow his head as a subordinate. Sophia smiled thoughtfully. The meeting wrapped with XX. The former CEO walked over. Jason and the new employees bowed to greet them. But Sophia just glanced this way, then hurried away after a glance. This left Jason feeling a sense of loss, but Sophia wasn't as nonchalant as she appeared. She called her secretary into her office. She told her to bring the resumes of the new employees. Finally, she found Jason's resume from the crowd. He's just 29. 29 is so young. At that time, Jason had been assigned to his position. During the break, Sophia saw Jason on the phone. He seemed very happy. She asked, "Who is he with?" "That's the look from a call." The secretary glanced and said, "It's obvious she's calling Diko-san." Judging by his expression, they've been dating for about 35 days. This made Soo-hyun feel an urge to ask directly. Early next day, Jin-hyuk got a notice. The chairman wants to meet. He quickly tidied up his clothes and headed over. He looked very nervous at the office. This was because of the new hire party held last night. Jin-hyuk stood out with his performance. He was quite tipsy. While he was waiting for the bus alone, he was spotted by Soo-hyun. "So you finished work really late. You seem a bit tipsy. It's raining outside. You should come in." "Sure." With the alcohol's effect, Jin-hyuk was unfettered. He happily chatted and laughed with Soo-hyun. He also didn't forget to show off his zip tie. It's a boon for those who can't tie ties. As he got out, he suddenly remembered something. After fumbling for a while, he pulled out a squid chip from his pocket. While raving about how tasty it was, he tried to feed some to Soo-hyun. Soo-hyun was startled. She urged him to place it in her hand. "Are you worried it's dirty?" "My hands are dirty. My pockets too. Tearing it by hand is messier." While hesitating, Jason already stuffed the squid jerky into her mouth. On the way back, Sophia was just... A few months ago, Jason met Sophia by chance while backpacking in Cuba. Unexpectedly, Sophia dramatically fell asleep on Jason's shoulder. At that time, Sophia had just divorced her ex-husband. She dealt with her rich mother-in-law over properties while running her new hotel. Stress kept her wide awake. Even after pills, she still couldn't sleep, so she suddenly wanted to enjoy the beautiful scenery of Havana's Malecon. Fell asleep resting on Jason's shoulder. Her high heels fell off her feet. A few hours passed. The sunset spilled over them. Jason stood still, allowing Sophia to lean on him. Finally, the beautiful scenery around woke Sophia. She saw a stranger staring at her. For a moment, she was lost on what to do. She realized her shoes had disappeared. She told Jason to help her find them. As she turned her head, she saw the sunset. Jason also looked over. He saw Sophia's enchanted look. Jason gave her some headphones. He told her the miracle sunset needed. "This music makes it perfect." The soft breeze and stunning sunset, everyone was immersed in it. Sophia also remembered her sad past in her youth supporting her father. Election terms led her to wealth. From then, she lived with the cruel mother-in-law. Years later, her husband betrayed her. This marriage ended abruptly. Looking at the distant sunset, Sophia seemed to regain hope for life. At that moment, Jason helped her pick up her heels. On the way back, Sophia's feet got sore from her shoes. Jason suggested she walk back barefoot. Sophia hesitated. Jason took off his shoes first and told her that together, they could find the courage in anything. Along the way, they were teased for being barefoot. They found it amusing. Finally, the time came for them to part. Jason gathered courage to ask Sophia when she was leaving. If so, he'd ask her for coffee next morning. Sophia did not refuse. Early the next morning, Jason arrived at the cafe. Meanwhile, Sophia was anxiously waiting, but the client she was supposed to sign with was still not there. Jason looked at the clock on the wall. The flight back home is about to take off. He reluctantly left the cafe. He looked around but couldn't find Sophia anywhere. He had to hurriedly catch the train back. When he got to the cafe, Jason was no longer there. They brought them together again in this way. Sophia decided to take the opportunity to tease him. Sophia said if Jason takes her for instant noodles this weekend, last night's events would be forgotten. At the ramen shop, Sophia was all bundled. Jason brought over the ramen too. He kicked off his fun noodle feast. They joyfully chatted and laughed. But the next day, their dinner video was posted online. Colleagues were astonished. Jason felt a bit confused too. Soon, Sophia's ex-mother-in-law found her. Even after the divorce, she cannot have any scandal to shame her ex-family. She must attend all important family events. Moreover, she cannot do anything that would tarnish their family name. Sophia explained that she only took company employees out to eat, but her mother-in-law insisted on firing Jason. That evening, her mother-in-law watched the news online. She wore a satisfied smile. It turned out her mother-in-law schemed all of this. She first had someone follow Sophia, then she arranged to have the news published. He has always cared for Sophia. She also looked at many other options, but none measure up to Sophia, so she decided her son should remarry her. Then her mother-in-law found Sophia's mother. She informed her that without their support, her husband's position would be in jeopardy. Mom came to Sophia's office to discuss remarriage, but Sophia flatly rejected her. She told her mother being sold off to their family again. Her mother said joining the Blue House was her dream. She would ensure her husband made it there. All she needed to do was prepare well for remarriage to get her in-laws backing. In despair, Sophia found her ex-husband. This was their first meeting since the divorce. To his surprise, she was there for the rumor of a boyfriend. Jason wore a wry smile. He thought the affair with the junior staff member was mere gossip, but seeing her so anxious, he suddenly felt uncertain. She asked him why he wasn't remarried. Before their divorce, he had said he always hadn't forget the light of his life, was determined to marry him. That's why she agreed to the divorce. But why is he still single? He felt a secret joy, thought she cared about him. Little did he know she didn't care, whether she was single or dating someone else. He just didn't want to hear from his mother-in-law about them reconciling. He was angry and frustrated, but in the end, he agreed to stop his mother from firing him. She got the answer she wanted and walked away, leaving him looking lost. He had married because he liked her. But after marriage, his mother exploited her. He could tell she wasn't happy at all. So he found a reason to divorce, giving her freedom. At work, she ran into him. This was their first meeting after the scandal. She was quite cold. He thought she was pretending, acting as if all was fine. He couldn't help but worry. An uncle who cared for her learned of her struggles, decided to use her work trip to send him with her. Sure enough, with him by her side, Sophia's smiles noticeably increased. Even while playing childish digging games, they both truly enjoyed. Jason felt deeply pain. Jason felt deep sorrow. Returning home, Jason found it hard to sleep. He regularly switched on the radio, but he heard a familiar song playing. It was the song he played for Sophia in Cuba. For a bit, he recalled their sweet meeting. Their social status meant nothing. Only two sincere hearts remained. Clearly, Sophia chose the song. He quickly woke up his sleeping brother. He borrowed his brother's old truck. He drove to the hotel where Sophia stayed. By dawn, Sophia was just waking up. Jason then appeared before her. He told Sophia he would take her for breakfast. He arrived at the same location. He just happened to see them together. He couldn't fathom how he lost to this, a poor guy who couldn't even afford a car. At breakfast, Jason couldn't help confessing to Sophia, but Sophia responded they were just superior and subordinate. But Jason thought if it were just a boss, he didn't need to go this far. To cheer her up, I had noodles with her this weekend. Drove for 2 hours at midnight. Just wanted to see her. Seeing her upset made me feel down too. Facing such open affection from Ryan, Sharon didn't know how to respond. But Ryan wasn't fazed. No clear rejection means there's still a chance to spend more time with Sharon. Ryan suggested coffee by the sea. He thoughtfully covered her with his warm coat. But having gotten up so early, he ended up sleeping on Sharon. The cool sea breeze unsettled Sharon's heart. She wanted to keep it a simple work relationship with Ryan. It was that she feared her mother would intervene if they got too close. This could drive them apart or even cut ties. That would be very painful for her. Little did she know, Ryan heard everything. Ryan's deep affection made Sharon glance at the bus stop more often, always hoping to see Ryan. But she was too distracted. A car suddenly came out in front. Sharon urgently braked but was rear-ended. She had to get out and deal with it. At that moment, Ryan rushed over. He took cover to shield Sharon. He handed her his business card and promised to cover all the man's damages. Sharon's mind was in chaos. She was smart and clear-minded. Why did she falter the moment she saw Jason? Jason insisted on taking Sophia home. As they approached Sophia's house, Jason suddenly stopped. He kept glancing at his watch. It turned out Jason learned from a colleague that it was Sophia's birthday. He pratted the lipstick, though it wasn't as grand as luxury items, but it was heartfelt. Sophia hesitated and didn't take it. Jason awkwardly asked, was the gift too meager? Sophia smiled softly. How could she reject this earnest young man? In the end, she mustered the courage to tell Jason that she didn't want anything to do with him anymore. Being with him felt burdensome. Jason said nothing, just tightened his grip on the lipstick. He felt he had overstepped with Sophia. After a brief goodbye, Jason walked away, dejected. Watching him leave, Sophia knew Jason must be very sad. But for Jason, leaving was the only way to avoid turmoil, because she didn't know what her mother-in-law would do next. Jason was walking away fast. Sophia could not help but honk the horn. Jason turned around. Sophia reached out the window. He happily ran over and placed the lipstick in her hand. Sophia told him she was afraid he would misunderstand her gratitude. On that day, Sophia was about to finish work. A company executive stopped her. Soon, employees gathered around. He asked Sophia to explain in front of everyone. Rumors spread on the company's site about her frequent clubbing and how she was dating questionable men. Faced with such slander, Sophia thought about leaving. However, the exec kept talking as the chairman. Her messy personal life hurt the company's image. She clenched her fists in anger. When he asked, is it true you're dating a nightclub man? Everyone was waiting for Sophia's answer, but she remained silent. If she revealed she was dating Jason, Justin's peaceful life would be completely upturned. Just then, Justin stepped out from the crowd. He called out Sophia's name. Everyone was stunned to see them. Sophia slowly turned around. At that moment, Justin was smiling at her. Then he walked towards Sophia with unwavering steps. Sophia did not want Justin to get involved in her troubles, but Justin responded with his actions. No matter how stormy Sophia's world was, he would enter it to see the rainbow with her after the rain. The secretary was grateful to Jason for clarifying for the president. She hoped everything would stop there. Jason could no longer be involved with Sophia. They are simply from different worlds. As Sophia's only friend, the secretary knows how hard life is for Sophia. He's never dated, but he married rich due to his mom's push. However, this marriage has become a lifelong cage for him. Their interests are too linked. So even after the divorce, Sophia must attend his party due to her ex-mother-in-law. Jason, a newcomer to the work scene, how can he oppose such a powerful family? After hearing this, Jason feels more concerned for Sophia than for himself. The next day at work, everyone looked at Jason with strange eyes. He struggled hard to enter the office. Colleagues asked about his link to the chairman. Justin entered the dining room. Everyone was discussing his appearance. They talked about how he got close to Sophia. With nowhere to go, Justin could only go alone to a nearby restaurant. He was in the depths of despair. Just then, Sophia walked by. Seeing him so sad, Sophia's heart ached for him. Being seen by the chairman out of the office is bad. Jason received a text from Sophia. If you sneak away with the chairman, wouldn't everything be fine? A bad mood can always be healed by beautiful things. Sophia turned around. On the shabby high-priced bridge, there appeared fine oil paintings. Sophia was instantly swept away by Jason's romantic aura. The two stood by a painting. This painting is called Where Will We Meet? In what context will we meet again? Initially, they met as tourists in Cuba. Later, they found themselves at the same firm. What about after that? Jason couldn't stop dreaming of the future, but Sophia said their relationship wouldn't change anymore. A divorced, older woman. How could she deserve someone as vibrant as Jason? Their mating time was just bad. What if they met young? They could have had a lovely romance. Now the whole world knows Sophia is divorced. On her way home, a troubled Sophia had to go back to see the painting. Just as she missed Jason, she saw Jason appearing right before her. In that moment, Sophia's defenses crumbled. Both of us engaged in a cloudy relationship, being in a gray area. Then let's give it a try. That day, their bond got a new meaning. At home, Jason marked this beautiful day on the calendar. He took out his phone to update Sophia's nickname. At the same time, Sophia was doing the same, recalling the wonderful times they shared. A joyful smile spread across Sophia's face. In the morning, after her makeup, Sophia saw the lipstick Justin gave her. She couldn't resist applying it again, but soon, her mother brought her back to reality. She urged Sophia to prepare for the remarriage. Her husband winning the election. She would do anything for it. If Sophia didn't listen, there would be consequences. She values gays more than family. Meanwhile, the mother-in-law's subordinate began the next move. He caught in the company's head. He told him to set it for this afternoon's press release. To insert a few of their reporters, he aimed to remove Sophia from her position as chairperson. A harsh sound emerged during the press conference. Someone asked Sophia, I heard you've started dating. Who is the person? Sophia tried to ignore it and stood up to leave. But the person kept asking, saying they heard. That person has been stalking you. Is that true? Amid the probing, Sophia spotted Justin. She questioned what their relationship really was. Then she sat down and said, it's a warm relationship. Justin was stunned. I wonder where Sophia found the courage. At that moment, Sophia smiled at him. Courage doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It's the fear of hurting someone loved. It comes from the desire to protect them at all costs. After work, the executive arrived at Justin's workplace. He told Justin he'd be reassigned. Justin wanted to know why. The executive coldly replied, because there have been many negative stories about your chairman. If this continues, she might lose her position. Did you think the company relied on her alone? The sudden change left Justin a bit lost. After work, he saw Sophia. He instantly wore a happy smile. He drove Sophia home. He thought of what the exec just said. Justin said to Sophia, if difficult things truly arise, we should think about the beautiful times we shared. Under the Cuban sunset, she slept against Justin's shoulder. In the past, they walked barefoot together. One morning, he suddenly appeared at Sophia's door to take her for breakfast. Sophia wondered why Justin said these things to her. Justin didn't answer, he just smiled at her. Back home, Justin gazed at the place he was about to leave. He calmed himself, it wasn't far. But would this become a barrier to their meeting? He learned the exec had John's reassignment. Sophia hurried back with quick steps. Everyone was seeing for the first time the chairman's cold expression. He said those things to her. The secretary caught in the exec. Sophia told him, this company is still hers. Why transfer folks without her say? Transfer employees for no reason. From today onward, she would declare war on her ex-mother-in-law. Whether or not to help them, he must think it through. With just a few brief words, the executive felt restless. Just then, Justin rushed over after hearing. He told Sophia, her ex-mother-in-law is Korea's top chaebol. Fighting her might not bring victory. If leaving will resolve this conflict, Then what's the problem? Sophia still wanted to argue with Justin, but Justin interrupted her. He told Sophia that his only concern was she can't rush over right when she misses him. Tomorrow marks the day they part ways. Justin took Sophia's hand and led her up the platform. He kindly draped his coat over Sophia. He cherished every moment spent with Sophia. As they were leaving, Sophia took a photo of Justin. Looking at Justin's bright smile, a tear rolled down Sophia's cheek. Fortunately, Justin didn't see it thanks to the camera. She held back her tears and pressed the camera button. Once home, Justin seemed to have a cold. Sophia boiled water for him. Watching him busy around, Justin walked over and hugged her warmly. Sophia slowly turned around, and they embraced each other tightly. Kind folks bring warmth any role. They always bring warmth to others. Inside the hotel, Justin was serious. 3 p.m. 3 p.m. He hurried over. A little girl's doll was lost in the hotel. Mom promised to get a new one, but the little girl refused to budge. Justin knelt down to comfort her. The mom informed Justin the doll likely left at checkout, probably got mixed up with the linens. As Justin was about to leave after comforting the girl, a passerby told him the laundry room had a massive amount of linens. It's truly hard to find. Justin insisted on checking first. He pushed a small cart to the laundry room, facing a mountain of sheets. He patiently searched through them one by one. Meanwhile, new sheets kept arriving. Unknowingly, 2 hours had passed. The girl's mother was getting a bit anxious. The colleagues felt Jason was wasting his effort. Even if he found it, it wouldn't matter. At this point, Justin was drenched in sweat. Finally, a little bear fell out from a towel. He smiled joyfully as if he found treasure. When he rushed to the lobby, because they had waited too long, the little girl had fallen asleep in her mother's arms. He quickly ran to them. He told her mother he had found it. He bent down and gently tapped the girl's face. The little girl slowly woke up. Upon seeing her toy, the little girl was thrilled. They expressed their gratitude to Justin. When they were leaving, the girl's mother used the kind and charming guy was a striking sight in the hotel, and she handed her business card to the manager. He didn't realize she was a magazine reporter. Weeks passed, and the headquarters received explosive news. Traveler magazine featured their hotel. Unexpectedly, due to Justin's helpful actions, their hotel was rated best and placed as a hotel and resort. Colleagues were carefully reviewing. She wanted to share this exciting news with the director. Watching Jason perform well, Sophia couldn't help but say, Soon, it was time for the annual masquerade ball. The uncle thought of Jason at the branch, so he urgently brought Jason back. He got a suit and mask ready for Jason. Sophia was wandering aimlessly at the ball. Suddenly, she was grabbed and taken outside. When she saw Jason, she was overwhelmed with joy. They kissed outside the noisy dance hall. This scene was seen by Sophia's ex-husband. The two reunited and savored the moment. This hard-won reunion after dinner and a movie. It was time for Jason to leave. Sophia took him to the station. Just as Justin was about to leave, he suddenly stopped and turned around. He rushed to Sophia to ask her to roll down the window. At the moment the window was open, Justin made such a move. Jason's sudden move made Sophia's heart race. She couldn't bear to say goodbye. But the next day, Sophia had a date with Justin. Moreover, the secretary handed Sophia a phone. She opened it to find news about her and Jason making rounds online. Malicious users are slandering their relationship. They insulted Jason, claiming he's just relying on his looks. He flirts non-stop. She snapped the CO. That evening, Sophia called Jason to check on him. Jason comforted her, saying he's completely fine. But Sophia was scared. She feared that getting closer to Jason would hurt more. Crying, she told Jason she wanted to end their relationship. Heartbroken, Jason gently replied, Let's not contact each other for a while. Let's see who can last longer. Shall we make a bet? Sophia could only agree helplessly. She stormed into her son's room. Her mother-in-law tossed a pile of women's photos onto the bed. She told her son to meet these 3 women. I'll bring you anyone you like. Stop thinking about your ex-wife. She doesn't care about you at all. She will never come back to you. Just check the headlines for yourself. With that, she left in a hurry. The phone had yesterday's pictures of Sophia and Justin together. Their romance is a hot topic. It's causing a stir all over town. At that moment, Jason's workplace hotel, an unexpected guest arrived. She is Sophia's mother. She told Jason to stay away from Sophia. Her daughter is remarrying the tycoon's son to aid her father's political standing. She absolutely can't let anyone ruin this plan. Jason said firmly, Sophia isn't a product. Her life is hers to lead. Not even her parents have the right to interfere. But after Sophia's mother left, he fell back into darkness. He felt too small against the South Korean tycoon. Seeing he was about to lose Sophia, his ex revealed a ring to express his feelings. Hoping Sophia would return to him, they could live further from her in-laws. Ignore mom's crazy demands. But Sophia interrupted him. She countered, Why are you standing by me now? Where were you when your mom bullied and tormented me? You said nothing, just watched from afar. I still can't forget your weak gaze. His ex wanted to tell her. He lacked the courage to confront his mother then. He felt regret once she was gone, but it was already too late. Days spent apart. Sophia would often go to her old spot, Jason. She reaches the bridge where they watched art long ago. Sophia recalls the scene where Jason rode his bike to take her home. The place they used to visit, now only she remains all alone at the photo studio, watching Jason's image slowly develop in the film. Someone nearby told her her husband passed away years ago. She misses him a lot but can only meet him again in death. So let's cherish the moments we can meet. Sophia can no longer suppress her feelings for Jason. On her way home, she suddenly changes her route. She drives north toward Jason. Meanwhile, Jason sits by the sea, missing Sophia. As Sophia passes by, she spots Jason. The two who truly love each other break through societal prejudices. They rush toward one another. Then, in the sweet sea breeze, they embrace tightly. However, a bigger storm is on the horizon. The mother-in-law finds Sophia's mom, telling her that if Sophia does not remarry her son, her husband's position is at risk. Terrified, Sophia's mom kneels down, promising to arrange Sophia's remarriage quickly. Meanwhile, the company's executives are plotting. As a result, they can take the chance to push Hee-kyung off the stage. They had no idea that many talks were being recorded. Hee-kyung rushed to Cuba as soon as he learned, but it was too late. The courtyard's owner found out it would be demolished and decided to reclaim the land. At this moment, Jin Hyuk also arrived. Earlier in Cuba, he met with the owner of the courtyard once. He knew this courtyard was made for commemorate his late wife. Hee-kyung's intention was also to preserve the courtyard. At this point, the old man recognized Jin Hyuk, someone featured in Traveler magazine. The old man chose to trust Jin Hyuk at once. Their feelings for each other quickly grew. They spent a long time in Cuba, enjoying a scandalously free time due to Jin Hyuk's earlier reports and this contribution to the company. Hae-ji, with his skills, was reassigned back to Hyuk. However, an even greater challenge awaited them. Yoo Si-kuk was eager to snatch the franchise plan. He threatened the executive with evidence of misspending. On the surface, Yoo Si-kuk wanted to co-manage the hotel with Hee-kyung, but in reality, he sought an excuse to stay close to her. This weekend, Jason asked Sophia out to relax. He hides a gift in his pocket. Turns out Sophia got drunk yesterday. She cried, fearing Jason would vanish. At that moment, Jason realized even the seemingly strong Sophia feels insecure, so he specially buys a ring for Sophia to wear. This means he'll stay by her side. Although it's just a cheap plain ring, it's the most precious gift Sophia has ever received. That night, while Jason waits for the bus, he saw an unexpected guest. Yoo Si-kuk formally challenges Jason. He wants Jason to witness how he takes Sophia back. Jason despises Yoo Si-kuk's arrogant attitude. Yoo Si-kuk suddenly showed up, also makes Jason start to reflect on his distance from Sophia. It's very curious why Sophia would like him. He feels ordinary and unworthy of Sophia. Yet Sophia looks sincerely into Jason's eyes. She has the impulse to be herself. She loves him just for being his unique self. Sophia's words completely untied Jason's heart. However, the next day, Justin's mother finds Sophia. She gathers her courage to tell Sophia she asked to break up with Justin. The sudden blow leaves Sophia somewhat at a loss. Then she continues to say, neighbors gossip about you and her son. What's wilder is that someone asked me for help to get her child a job in your company. We're just a normal family. We just want to live a normal life. Feeling pressure living under others' strange gazes. And someone with a high status like you. There's no way you'd marry my son, Jason. In the end, it's Jason who gets hurt. Sophia didn't respond. Tears flowed uncontrollably. The joyful moment spent with Justin, she cried for a long time. She couldn't bear to think of losing Jason. Meanwhile, Jason was preparing a gift for Sophia, imagining how happy she'd be receiving it. Then another woman showed up, once again plunged Sophia into distress. She was the woman who once had rumors with Sophia's ex. She told Sophia that she never really dated Sophia's ex. It was all a setup by Sophia's ex to divorce her son. This way Sophia could escape her mother-in-law's control. Only then did she grasp her ex and the care he always gave her. Let's break up. Why would you abandon me? Justin tightly held Sophia's hand, watching Justin with tear-stained eyes. Sophia didn't say anything more. She ruthlessly pulled her hand away from Jason. The sudden blow left Jason with tear-filled eyes. He looked up, trying to keep his tears from falling. On the way home, Justin couldn't believe all of this was real. He turned his head, wishing Sophia would appear to tell him that she just tricked herself. But Jason had called all night long. He hadn't heard a word from Sophia. He returned home, dragging his weary body. His parents gazed at him with worry. Finally, one evening, Jason's mother revealed the truth. To protect her son, she had made Sophia leave Justin. Justin happened to overhear this. He quickly ran to the office. At that time, Sophia was ready to leave. He ran over and hugged Sophia. He asked if she had met with her mother. Sophia fiercely pushed Jason away. She told him it wasn't because of meeting her mother that they broke up. Being together made those around them feel exhausted. Breaking up was the best choice. Sophia broke free from Jason's tight grasp once again. This time, he cried even harder. The heart-wrenching pain made him unable to stand. He leaned on his knees. He slowly fell to the ground, tears pouring. At this moment, Sophia is heartbroken. She walks alone on the road, ignoring the wild chill of the wind. Justin's mom was right. A woman like her, being with Jason will only hurt him. breaking up is the best choice. Jason came home to find his mom asleep. He tucked the blanket around her. He didn't blame his mom because his mom was just worried about him. That being with Sophia would hurt him. Seeing Jason struggle every day, mom didn't know if she was right or wrong. She just wanted to protect her son. Sophia walked toward him at the office. Jason watched Sophia from afar, saying nothing. At this moment, they had become strangers. Seeing Justin's worn-out face, Sophia couldn't help but think, "I'm sorry, because I love you." Jason decided to end this relationship and resign. When he wrote his reason for leaving, Jason remembered his promise to always protect Sophia. Jason lost his doubt. He hurried to Sophia's office. He stood in front of Sophia. Firmly, he said to Sophia, "I can't break up with you, and you can do as you wish. But the words and promises I made to you still stand. I must keep them. You chose to part, I chose to left. Shall we have a competition? Let's see if your departure wins or my love prevails." Jinho looked dejectedly at Soo-hyun's left hand. She had already removed the couple's ring Jinho had given her. Jinho stayed quiet. He quietly walked away, leaving Soo-hyun at a loss, standing still. Days later, Soo-hyun stabbed the mayor publicly, admitted to taking bribes in the election, and implicated a wealthy family. Along with Soo-hyun's mother's testimony, the prosecution swiftly began an inquiry. The reason the man did this was to sever all ties between the two families, and to give Soo-hyun some breathing room. Soo-hyun recalled what his dad once said, "No matter what happens, don't panic." It seems her father had everything planned back then. It was their relationship, yet she intervened, causing them both great pain. Meanwhile, Yusikok finally understood only Jinho could change Soo-hyun's mind. He too chose to give up Soo-hyun to help his mom protect the family. When Soo-hyun went to visit her father in prison, her dad was saddened to hear she and Jinho split. Because Sophia always thinks of others, she gives up her own joy. He doesn't want Sophia to live with such a mindset. The next day at work, Sophia received a gift box. To her surprise, it contained the shoes she wore in Cuba. In a flash, she dreams of Cuba. She recalled her first meeting with Jason. Her shoes accidentally fell from the stone wall. She had Jason help her retrieve them. Inside was a letter from Justin. Memories flashed in her mind. All the moments she shared with Jason. Jason stood up for her during accusations to protect Justin from online attacks. She cruelly broke up with Jason. In the gentle evening breeze, Jason rode her home, and the photos they took together by the sea, they embraced deeply. Too many unforgettable memories. She could no longer suppress her emotions. She stood up and hurried out. Amidst the falling snow, she searched for Jason. Tears blurred her vision. At that moment, Jason was aimlessly walking too. He came along to the place where Sophia once played together. Suddenly, he heard a familiar voice. Turning around, Sophia looked at him with tears. In the end, love beat separation.